the event the authorities' demands are not met within 1 week, take all measures necessary to restore constitutional order in the Republic of Niger. Such measures may include the use of force. To this effect, the chiefs of defense staff of Ecowas are to meet immediately.
Should Bola Ahmed Tinubu, under pressure, or maybe from his own volition, or probably according to the Ecowas Charter, Constitution, should he take military action against the coup plotters in Niger? Niger is a French colony, or used to be French colony, although we can call it neo-colonized country, as Niger military are demanding for separation from France, that has taken advantage of their resources to power their own electricity and many other resources that they've used to improve on their own lives in France. In fact, the president of France, Macron, he has said certain things that shows that he himself and his countrymen and women and his military are ready to take stiff action against Niger. And he made mention of one particular thing that struck my mind. He said resources. He said, should Niger try to stop them from getting resources, they will act. It is the same way the United States of America behave and act. Whenever they need something from your land, they will do all that it takes to bring you down. Now, why was that coup plotted? And why is it that some other African countries, presidents such as Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the rest of them are afraid? They are worried, and they believe that they need to make an example of Niger so as not to kind of create a ripple effect. And that is why I started with that question. Should Bola Ahmed Tinubu take military action since he has been appointed chairman of the Economic Community of West African States? Should Bola Ahmed Tinubu take action? We all know that Nigeria is a super power in Ecowas, the largest economy. And now people are saying if this action is taken by the Nigerian government, there will be a spillover. Now, there are two things to consider. Should Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the rest of the presidents in Africa, in ECOWAS, keep quiet, and maybe such coup could happen in their own country too, without anyone taking any action against it? That is one. Two, if Nigeria steps in, sends in its military, sends in our military, is there going to be a spillover of violence from Niger? As you all know, Niger is not far from Nigeria. In fact, Niger is the same as Nigeria by name. French called it Niger. British called Nigeria. That's just what it is. And now the distance between the two countries are so close. They are so near. They are not far off from each other. So definitely, should there be any form of attack or military action by the Nigerian government in Niger, definitely there is going to be spillover of terrorists. They already know that Nigeria is going through terrorism, banditry, insecurity, and all of that. They know that already. A majority of those who are part of these criminal activities in Nigeria, many of them are from neighboring countries too. Chad, Niger, Mali, Senegal, Gambia, and all of that. They all spill in from the Sahara Desert, from the Sahel. They all spill in. They move in through the northern part of Nigeria to do all of these terrible acts. So should the president of Nigeria take that step? Should they send in the military? Now, the coup plotters have held the president of Niger, and they say that if any African country wants to pull their weight through military might, they said they will defend themselves and that they are ready to die. And of course, they are getting support from other African countries around them. They are saying enough is enough. We want accountability. We want accountability. Those are part of what has been listed. They have asked ministers under the previous president, and we heard from the past president of Nigeria, Buhari. He claimed and said that his relatives, in fact, is related to whoever it is in Nigería. Is related to the president. And now, pressure is being mounted by Ecowas to push, to use military might to take action. And I believe that France will want to work with Ecowas, hoping to use Ecowas as a front, probably by supplying weapons and ammunition. That would be a very good move for them. It will be like they are not really in it, but they are in it, partially in it. They will say, don't worry, we are going to supply you weapons to make sure you bring back democracy. The democracy that favors them but does not favor the citizens of Niger. Look at Niger. It's a country blessed with uranium. Uranium is used to power France. In fact, according to data, France gets about 15 to 20% of uranium that is used to power their country from Niger, and maybe even more. Maybe more, probably 35%, and that's a lot from Niger. They get it from there, and many other resources. They get it. Now, France has a problem. France can no longer get from Russia due to the conflict, war between Russia and Ukraine. In solidarity with Ukraine, they had to pretend okay, we are not going to get it from Russia anymore. Now, they have opportunity to get from Kazakhstan and some other Euro-Asia countries. But the pipeline that will send in these resources, natural resources, comes through a company that is owned by Russia. So, the president of France is pulling his weight, is threatening, saying they will bring in the army, that they are ready to crush whoever stops the flow of Niger's natural resources, of their own. They say they are ready to crush the military. The military took over and they asked politicians appointed, elected, to account for various resources that has disappeared under their watch. And that is what it is, accountability. These colonial or colonialists, they do not want progress in Africa. Now, I'm not saying coup is the answer to whatever it is. Accountability is the answer. Rule of law, fear of the rule, of the consequences of your evil, wicked action should be what we should be talking about here. It has happened several times in Nigeria, where the military will come in, take over, claiming that civilian government is corrupt, asking them to account, claiming that they are more disciplined. And at the end of the day, we see repetition of the same criminality displayed. Will these coup plotters, with this military who are asking for accountability, will they be able to be a government or institution of integrity? They say it is just for now, temporary government, until they are able to get all data, they're able to get accounts of what has transpired between their politicians and the so-called foreign criminals who come in to loot. Well, I hope that the Nigerian government, if they want to step into this, will do this diplomatically rather than using military might. But let us watch out. Let us see what will become of those coup plotters and Niger and all of that, because right now we are seeing we are seeing support. Those that are in support of the coup are drumming support for Russia. Russia, according to a lot of them, have not in any way. They say Russia has never colonized anyone. Russia has met them on the table, not trying to impose, not having a meeting somewhere in Europe and dividing Africa amongst themselves and allowing criminals to stash loot in their country and trying to pretend like they are people of integrity. Niger or Nigerians are saying enough is enough, that they are not interested in that parasitic relationship between France and the rest of Europe. They say they want to partner with Russia instead. And they said Russia has never colonized any country, neither have them been involved in such oppressiveness oppressive approach. It's either they meet you on the table, they play it diplomatically. If you fall for it, whatever it is that they offer to you, whatever way they want to entrap you or shut you down, at least it is done on the table, not through sanctions, not through ripping your country, not through using military might. France and the rest of Europe, America, they are used to such forceful and criminal, although they try to appear like saints, they've been involved in this for a very long time. I do not know how they have tried to fool people maintaining that saint look when they are criminals, when they are evil themselves. And the reason why this is made possible is as a result of the wicked, terrible people that are appointed or elected, or those who are interested to be leaders of whatever nation, country it is in Africa. What are your thoughts about this one? What are your opinion? Like and share, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next update.